tinkoya enoyo ichimuinamumbo alalewe waponse ano endeseka tansa walipundile alawila kulisana sindero epa kuichila mulisacha ala wakutola mukafe kubati nisolontoni we wachonto Temukalale na fiadibwe mwembona majeke chokulepa nandibona alikwata kwesu shabanga bana banomba bashaishi boko bafuma tetinda byokulumbanya alikwata nechilumba umumbo neboye kwesu febalele bakusamba panika mwembono kufuala matai temukalale na fiadilwe mwimbona majeke chokulepa nandibona alikwata kwesu shabanga bana banumba basyaisi boko bafuma tetinda byokulumbanya alikwata nechilumba umumba neboye kwesu febabele nokusamba panika Boy kwesu febabele nokusamba panika nefumushisana shakuteka bamwe waeba kalamba kwabashibirisha kumulundu nibamwansa kombe na chitembo shimbishibirisha kabangulu nibanguluwe nabamulombe nefumushisana shakuteka bamwe waeba kalamba kwabashibirisha kumulundu nibamwansa kombe na chitembo shimbishibirisha kabangulu nibanguluwe nabamulombe kama mwana basongola meno bena bakwabona intambi mwana basongola meno bena bakwabona intambi mwana bakolota kumenso nabo bene kwabona intambi mwana bakolota kumenso nabo bene kwabona intambi mwana emisisi ya pemu bena bakwabona intambi mwana emisisi ya pemu bena bakwabona intambi nango bapika wile kisungu mukalale mwena kemunyabo nango bapika wile kisungu mukalale mwena kemunyabo alakumumba nebo ekwesu febabele nokusamba panika inombano mbulene mikoa ekwisi befyo na ikala nombano mbulene mikoa ekwisi befyo na ikala batata nebo bena mumba batani nekisiki ubwali bamayo bena balumbu nanguntilia bena kasimu nombo kukonka nentambi nemwine ndimwina kasimu umumba nebo ekwesu febabele nokusamba panika inombano mbulene mikoa ekwisi befyo na ikala nombano mbulene mikoa ekwisi befyo na ikala batata nebo bena mumba batani nekisiki ubwali bamayo bena balumbu nanguntilia bena kasimu nombo kukonka nentambi nemwine ndimwina kasimu umumba nebo ekwesu febabele nokusamba panika nebo ekwesu febabele nokusamba panika nefumushisana shakuteka bamwe waeba kalamba kwabashibirisha kumulundu nibamwansa kombe na chitembo shimbishibirisha babangweulu nibanguluwe nabamulongwe nefumushisana shakuteka bamwe waeba kalamba kwabashibirisha kumulundu nibamwansa kombe na chitembo shimbishibirisha babangweulu nibanguluwe nabamulongwe Good evening, Zambia. Good morning. Good
good afternoon, depending where you are joining us this evening. Welcome to TV Wakwetu, and this is Thursday Night Motivation with Frank Saliki. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've had a wonderful, you're having a wonderful week so far in everything that you've been doing. This week, I've been reflecting on something that is important when it comes to success. I've been observing a lot of people. I've been observing the kind of people that these successful people hung out with. And something straight away comes to me. These people are quite similar to them. They're quite similar people. They got quite similar goals. And most of the time, they're thinking on the same wavelength. And then I was reminded of a quote that says, birds of the feather flock together. And it was a great Les Brown who says, if you want to be successful, you have to hang out with successful people. If you want to do great things, you have to hang out with people who are doing great things. And for me, that's something that I've done over the last 5 years. I've tried to hang out with people who are doing the things that I want to do, who have achieved things that I want to achieve. One of the things that I did in the last 5 years is I formed the office of the great motivation speaker Les Brown, and I wanted to have to speak to him. He inspired me, and I remember the first time I entered I had a vision of becoming a motivation speaker was after I read Les Brown's book You Can Live Your Dream, and I thought, I want to speak to him. It will be an honor to get to speak to him. And I remember I phoned his office, and the person who answered the phone said, do you know Les is a celebrity? I said, I understand that, but I was just thinking, just in case he was walking past reception and I could say hi to him. And after 3-4 years of trying, eventually I managed to talk to Les Brown because I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn from him. I wanted to understand how it felt to be where I was at the time, and how I can take myself to be hopefully one day where he is. These are the things that I was looking at. Find the people who are doing the things that I want to do. Okay, apologies there. Lots of big connection. We are back. We are back. And yeah, so what I was saying is I aimed to find the people who are doing the things that I wanted to do so that I can learn from them. I can grow from them. I can get strength from where they have been through. And it's important to find people who've walked certain things that you want to go through, certain or have overcome certain obstacles that you might face along the way. That was important because I learned so early on is spending time with people who want to develop, to want me to go, who are doing the things that I want to do is so important. So now we come back to this subject. Birds of the feather flock together. So many times we never understand that in life we never succeed, or we succeed because of the people that we hung out with. In 2007, I failed my high school exams. In 2007, from September 2007 to April 2008, I was doing my receipts. And along those times, I was in a class with people who had failed their high school, who had failed their high school exams. So in that time, I could spend a lot of time with them, or I could spend time on my own. So it was a group of people who didn't want to do anymore, who just said, you know what, this is what life was going to be. So I made a decision that I was going to just spend that entire year on my own because I had a dream, they didn't. And I didn't want to associate with them because they were going to put me down. They were saying things like, why are you doing that and the other? Like somebody would see me reading a book and they would say, why are you reading that anyway? Remember, we failed. So I did not want to be associated with that. So then after I resat my high school exam, after I resat my exams, I started doing my A levels. And then what I did then, I associated myself with people who are doing great things. One of my friends in when I was doing my A levels was a chap by the name of Anselm Plummer. Now, Anselm Plummer was Oxford material. He was a bright young man. He had a great future. And what I said to myself is, if I spend my time with him, I'm going to learn, I'm going to develop. And what I realized was he was naturally bright. He was a lot brighter than I was. But then what that meant was, in order for me to keep up with him, I had to study. For him, he could turn up for an exam and as an A. But for me, I had to spend hours and hours and hours of studying. And then that encouraged me to study. When everybody was going to sleep at 10 p.m. at night, for me, I stayed up to study. When everybody, then I'll go to bed at midnight. I'll be up at 4 a.m. in the morning to do some more studying because I was keeping up with somebody. For me, I could not be in his group and be a failure. So I was keeping up with somebody in what he was doing. Now, I was not competing. For me, I used him as a footstep to be where I wanted to go. If I get his grades, if I operate at this level, my results are as good as his, there's no way I was going to fail. For me, that was a big thing. And very soon we started discovering a lot of things in common. Very soon we started discussing critical thinking. It was a new subject that was just introduced in our school, critical thinking. We did, and we started critically thinking together. And at the time, and the that group grew, and it was 6, 7 of us. We would critically think about a lot of things. We would discuss a lot of different things together. We became a group of people who are destined for success. We became a group of people who are destined to make it to university. We became a group of people where the people everyone around us would say, look at those young men, they are heading somewhere. Now, that was a group of people in all the time, in everything that we did. We would meet up and we would say things like, so what are you studied? What did you study last night? What are you struggling on? What do you think about that and the other? It became a group of young men who inspired each other to take their life to a new level. I remember one time I turned up and I had about 75% in maths. And my friend Anselm looked at me and he said, is that all you had? That means you got that question and that question wrong. How could you get those 2 questions wrong? That was a sort of group that we became, and we always helped each other. We always talked up to each other. We always improved each other. Now, why am I telling this story? So many times we never really reflect the relationships that we have in our lives. We talk greatness, but the people that surround us talk mediocrity. Now, I'm not saying you have to say to all your childhood friends, you know what, you're not my friends anymore because you've got no dreams and I'm never going to talk to you. I've got friends who are not very ambitious. I've got friends who never talk about great things in their lives. I've got them in my life. They are my friends. They've played a part in my life at some point. But what is important in spending time with people who inspire us? Why is that so important? It's important because we become what we think about. What we're constantly listening to, what the people around us are constantly telling us we can do, is going to impact the next actions that we take. The thing is, our subconscious mind does not care what information it's receiving. Our subconscious mind does not care whether somebody is lying, whether somebody's made it up, whether you have made it up. For the subconscious mind, that's gospel. That's the truth. That's the gospel truth, and it takes it in. So when we spend the time with people who are constantly negative about life, the people who are constantly focusing about the economic situation and everything that might go wrong, we don't feel great about ourselves. We're being fed with information that says everything cannot work out. I remember I was doing a job, and it was during the just about 4 months into the pandemic. And the two girls I worked with in the office, the two women I worked with in the office, always had the radio on. They always had the radio on, they always had the news on. And there was this negativity I used to feel all the time because I couldn't just focus on my work. All this negative information was always there because they wanted to listen to the news. They wanted to discuss the news. And I'd never felt great. Now, I'm not saying ignore the news. I'm not saying you can't listen to anything that's negative. But what I'm saying is, are you feeding yourself every day with a negativity? Or are you feeding your mind with the good, the pure, and the powerful? When you associate yourself with people who inspire you, that's when a Frank Saliki, who was a high school failure, goes from failing high school exams to passing his A levels with A grades, to passing his degree with first class honors, to having 2 master's degree. I really believe if I did not have people in my life who were able to propel me to a level, if I did not have people in my life that I can learn from, I would not be doing the things that I'm doing today. Somebody asked a very, very important question. But what if the people who know, the people who are positive and the people who know stuff, why can't they go back and teach other people? Isn't the fact that I'm saying that you have to, isn't the fact that I'm saying that you have to focus on the things that, isn't the fact that I'm saying that you have to focus on associating yourself with great people around you, doesn't that then exclude the other people who are not doing great? Now, we might look at it that way, but I can tell you this, a lot of times when we're associating ourselves with people who are negative, the chances are they're not looking at the way life is going to be. There's an old English saying, you can take a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. I can teach people what I know, but I can't force them. I can talk to you about my experience, but I can't force you. I can talk to you about so many other things and how my life has changed. I can't change that. But here's the thing when it comes to associating ourselves with the people that matter. I know there's a lot of you once you discuss fuel prices. 22 hours, Dr. Elias Musha and the crew are back to discuss petrol prices. At 21 hours on Thursday night is motivation. There's so many things that go on in this world, and this is a great example I'm giving. There's so many things that go on in this world, and a lot of times we're focused on what's going on. Do I ignore everything that's going on? Do I ignore the fact there's a petrol crisis? No, I don't. I look at that. I look at how much money we have to spend on petrol. I always look at that. But there's something that I've always understood at any wave is how much control am I going to have? And this is the most important. This is why it's so important you have a group of people who are motivated, who are inspired, who are looking forward, who are asking themselves important questions in difficult times. What can we do despite what is going on right now? What can we do in this circumstance? What can I do? What can I do in this circumstance? What can I do to change my life? And these are the things that you do. So for me, I have what we call a mastermind group. We meet, we discuss. We discuss our concerns, we discuss our worries. We discuss where our business is going. We discuss where our books are going. We discuss a lot of areas where we can improve in. This is a group of people who inspire me to do more. We inspire each other to develop, to grow, to always keep going where we're going. Now, the most important thing, as I've mentioned, why you should have a group of people who inspire you. Where we are, who we are today because of what goes into our minds. We're who we are and we're what we are because of what goes into our minds. For me, having a group of people who inspire me. So for example, when we realize there's going to be a petrol crisis, even here in England. The first thing we did as a mastermind is we sat down together and go, right, so there's a crisis in the world. So what are we going to do? What can we do despite what is going on? How can we ensure that we ride the storm? See, we didn't say how can we make sure we avoid the storm? How can we make sure that we ride the storm in this difficult time? So between the 7 of us, we came up with ideas, we came up with ways. Everyone shared ideas. Then I'm sat in my office and I'm listening to other people having conversation about how this is going to be the end of everything and everything is going to collapse and everything that they worked for is going to collapse because they're associating themselves with people who don't inspire them, people who do not take them to the brand new level. My friends, I can tell you this. You are the average of 5 people that you associate with. You're never going to find 5 people in a group and 1 is ridiculously successful and rich and 4 are ridiculously unsuccessful and poor. It's never going to happen. It's never ever going to happen. Everyone in the group that they are, you're always going to find people who achieve the same thing. And I was reminded of this experience. We went to watch a game of rugby, and the people who did the same things, the same industry, worked in the same areas, for me, it got my attention. You had the managers and chief exec, everybody sat in one corner. And you had everyone else who were like middle managers sat in one corner. And you had everyone who was like cleaners and everyone just sat in one corner. They all just ended up being in like one group. They know who they are. They know who we are. We know who we are. And they just automatically separate themselves. So when it comes to a successful life, there's the one thing that we have to constantly look at. This is the one thing that we have to always focus on is are the people that I'm spending time with developing me, making me grow? What am I getting from this group? Am I getting maturity? Am I getting a wonderful life? Am I able to go to the next level? Are these people helping me or are they hindering me? There's so many things that we can talk about, and there's so many things we can look in the world today. But I can tell you, one of the most important thing in this world is a company that you have. Dale Carnegie. Most of you enthusiastic readers will know Dale Carnegie very well, the author of How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, Dale Carnegie was the first billionaire in the world. Do you know how Dale Carnegie became the first billionaire in the world? He hired the experts. All the experts around him knew a lot more than he ever did. He hired the most experienced people in particular areas, and they made him a billionaire. And my friends, one thing that we have to constantly do is surround ourselves with people who are going to make you grow. I think of my mentor in work. He's a director. I chose him because I can learn so many things. It opens a lot of opportunities, don't get me wrong, but I was able to learn so many things from him. And learning all these things and learning so much from him, it completely transformed the things that I did. I joined Gloucester Toastmasters Speakers Club because I knew I was going to find experienced speakers who are going to help me develop my communication and my speaking skill. And it did. It helped me win the Toastmaster speech contest. It helped me become a motivation speaker and set up my own event called Finding Your Voice. I associated myself with people who are doing the things that I wanted to do. So when I said bird of the feather flock together, you hang around with winners, you're going to learn how to win. And one thing that I've learned in life is there are winners and there are people who have not learned how to win. There are people, the winners, and there are people who have not learned how to win. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that some people succeed in an economic boom and others fail? And some people succeed in an economic crisis and others don't. It all comes down to what is going in your mind. What are you feeding your mind? Are you feeding your mind with the good, the pure, the powerful? Are you surrounded by people who are going to help you or constantly, on a constant basis, help you change your life, transform who you are, help you take your life to the level that you really want? What sort of people do you surround yourself? Do the people around you inspire you, motivate you, cheer you on to say you can do more, you can give more, and encourage you to move forward? Or are the people in your life holding you back? Are they constantly saying you can't do it, you can't make it happen? Other people can do it, but not you, not in this family. No, not people like you. Are the people putting you down? Are they holding you back? Are they constantly telling you you're not good enough? These are the things that we have to look at. Like I said, there's some friends I will meet up and I will have a laugh, but I will not share a great deal. I will not share my plans with them because they're not going to be enthusiastic about them. They're not going to be supportive. But then, and then there are other people we will meet up and we would discuss what's going on. We would discuss our plans. We would discuss our plans, and we discuss where we need to take our lives. These are all the things that we do. So my friends, when it comes to transforming our lives, these are one of the things that you have to constantly look at it. These are the things. These are the things that we have to constantly look at on a daily basis. Who are the people around me? The people around you are vital. The people around you are vital, absolutely vital. I can tell you that. It doesn't matter. If I did not have the right people, I would not be doing the things that I do today. I would not be doing any of the things that I do today. I would not have the career that I have today. So finding the people that can help you along the way is vital. And I think as a nation as well, we have to look at things in a different way. How do we support our young people? How do we educate our young people? How do we have clubs where young people can learn and grow and develop their skills at a tender age? How can we have clubs in how can we create clubs in our country where young people can develop and know how to associate with one another and know how to build together? Because it's in building together that we make a better country. It's building together that creates a better community. It's building together that brings about that success that everyone is looking forward to. It was the late great Zig Ziglar who said, you can have everything in life you want if only you can help enough other people get what they want. So it becomes helping each other. When you are associating yourself with people who are constantly thinking about helping one another, you build something strong, you build something meaningful, you build something that will last. And lasting change comes about by building something together. Lasting change comes about by associating yourself with people with great minds who are going to propel you to the next level. It doesn't matter where you come from. A wonderful mastermind group will transform your life. A wonderful mastermind group will transform your life and propel you to the next level. It does not matter. If you find yourself in a great team, you grow. As a 17-year-old, I found myself in a group of young people who are a lot brighter than me. And they invited me in and I said, let's go. And then I grew and I developed. So my friends, what I'm trying to say is we're living in a world that's negative. We're living in a world that is constantly putting us down. We're living in a world that's constantly telling us we can't do that and the other. What we need to do is focus on creating a team that's always going to be there and supporting us. In other ways that I'm saying, if you've got the right people around you, you're creating a home ground advantage. The right people around you will always propel you. Even when you mess up, they're always going to encourage you. They're always going to help you take your life to a new level. I remember when I joined Toastmasters International, and I remember getting my speeches wrong, forgetting my lines, forgetting my words, my mind going blank. But what I had were people who were supportive. What I had were people who would give me pointers how to do better next time. What I had were people who were always there to help me develop. We were a bird of the feather and we flocked together. Now, my friends, in all that you do, you have to understand it. What team have I got around me? Do the team is a team that is a group of people that I associate myself with. Do they inspire me? Do they prepare? Do they help me grow? Do they help me develop, or do they put me down? If you hang around with wrong people, no matter how talented you are, and this is a very important point, because somebody said, what if somebody is not doing well? What a group of people is not doing? Can I go and help them? Yes, you can. But what you have to understand sometimes when you've got a group of people with shared vision, shared goals, sometimes they might pull you down. Sometimes they might say, you know what, come down here with us. We don't want to go to your level. And that's the reason why you need a mastermind group that is always going to put you down. That's the reason why you need a group of people who are going to inspire you to do more, to give more, to achieve more. That's why you need a group of people in your life who are always going to say, yes, come along to this journey. We are on the journey to do something great, to do something meaningful. In all of this, my friends, I'm not saying, no, it's not about you going, you know what? I'm not talking to my cousins because they're just not inspirational. That's not smart. That's dumb. That's your family. You don't leave your family behind because you've got a goal. You don't leave your family behind because you've got a bigger vision. Because when it all collapses, those are the people that you have. And life happens to the best of us. To the best of us, life happens and things collapse around us. You don't want not have a family to go back to. So what I'm saying here is, yes, you might have a negative family. You might have people who put you down in your family. But what I'm saying is you don't cut your family off. You create an alternative group who inspire you. You can go and eat chikanda and chihuahua with your family, but you don't have to talk about your goals and your dream. You can share your goals and your dream with your mastermind group. And that's the thing that we need. There's a separation. There's certain friends I meet up, we just have a laugh and a joke. We never talk about anything serious. That's just how our relationship was. And there's certain groups we meet and we share ideas, we share our concerns, we share our worries. That's the difference. And then another group or we meet and we share things that are probably really emotional stuff. That's part of what we do. So birds of the feather flock together. Okay, birds of the feather flock together. Associate yourself with people who are going to help you to transform your life, to help you along the way. Don't ever think you can do success on your own. Don't you ever even think you can do success on your own. Because what you end up doing is if you think you know enough, but you don't. I'll just end with this story. Before I joined Toastmasters International, I thought I was a great motivational speaker. I thought I was there. I thought, you know what, I can just stand up in front of any group of people and I can speak. But what was remarkable, when I went to my first motivational speaking, when I was invited to go and speak at my first event, I stood up and my mind sat down, and the person who invited me said, I don't want to ever hear your name ever again. And that night it dawned on me that I wasn't ready. I was not ready. I was not prepared. I did not know what I was going to. I did not know what this industry entailed. I had no idea. So what did I do? I joined Toastmaster International, and it completely transformed everything that we do. So my friends, you know that we do. Make sure you associate yourself with people who are doing great things in their life. You associate yourself with people who will help you propel, who will propel your life, help you to propel your life to a new level. The people who will support you along the way, the people who will pick you up when you fall, the people who will tell you there's always tomorrow when you feel like not giving up, the people who will give you strength when not giving up is the only option that you have in this difficult moment. Those are the things that you have to focus on. And that's the reason I say, always make sure you have the mastermind group. Make sure you have people who inspire you to do more, to reach your true potential, because birds of the feather flock together. This was Frank Saliki with Thursday Night Motivation on TV Wakwetu. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've got some wonderful lessons from this evening. I know a lot of people want to talk about fuel. I'm just gonna take a question. There's a question there from Fred. Fred says, Saliki, in a situation where the people you feel like are the ones who can help you get what you want in life seem not to want you, they consider you low class, how then do you associate with them? That's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. So you've got people you're looking up to. You're looking up. So I think what Fred is saying here, you've got a group of people, you're looking up to them, but they can't accept you in their group. They're looking at you and they're saying, no, not you. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. And I know it's happened to me several times. It happened to me when I was in high school, when I thought I could turn my life around. Before I failed my high school exams, I tried to associate myself with the good students, the great students in our schools. These people, they're doctors and engineers and everything today. I tried to associate myself in that door was closed. Certain doors are going to close. Now, certain doors are going to close. What I want you to know is you don't have to push anything. If you're having to work so hard to create relationship, that relationship is not worth fighting for. So most of the time, what we do is, you can say, but I'm trying to find those people who are doing the things that I want to do. But actually, sometimes it works a lot better. So I can tell you, my mastermind group, I created my mastermind group of authors, new authors. We are all new authors. None of us were internationally best known. We were all new authors, and we were finding our way together. So in that instance, Fred, what you do is, they may shut that door, but you can say, you know what, I'm going to find other people who are doing the things who wants to do the things that I want to do and are probably not there yet. So that then you start walking this journey together, you start building something. And sometimes when other people say, you know what, you're not good enough, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're living in a world that is very hierarchical. So there's some people are going to simply say, you're not good enough and you're not welcome here. But that does not mean it's the end of your dream. So for me, when I became a published author, I tried to join a group of well-known authors. They were doing quite well, and they asked me. I think it was about my first month of my book being published, and I sold 300 books in the first 3 months, so I thought I was doing quite well. And they said, you know what? In our group, we sell about 1,000, 2,000 group books in that time. Not good enough, and the door was shut. So what did I do? I found other authors and say, come on, let's go and do this. So on my Facebook page, so you can follow me on my Facebook page, Author Frank Saliki, I do something called Meet the Author. So I started doing interviews with authors there, and we started learning and we started growing. Some authors were in America. I'm in the UK, so my UK fan base got to know them and they bought their books. And because I did their interview, the people I interviewed, the American fan base got to know me, so they bought my book. So that way we are able to support each other. So just because people say I can't come in, I'm not good enough, it does not mean that we should not. we should not focus on building groups together. I'm just looking at another comment to see if there's another question. Toastmasters in this club, they are good speakers. So yeah, Toastmasters is a great place to learn. It's a great place to develop your skill, to develop your confidence. So for me at the moment, when I speak, everybody else says it comes naturally to you. I can go anywhere I can speak, because public speaking is a skill like any other skill that you learn. So when it comes to finding other people doing the things that you want to do, Toastmasters is the best club to go to. And my mother informed me that there is Toastmasters in Zambia. So I would check that out. I will find out some information about that and see how we can get a lot more people back home involved in Toastmasters. So that is the last. So those are the questions that I have this evening. So thank you for joining me this evening on Thursday Night Motivation on TV Bakwetu. So there's still a lot of people talking about fuel. Don't worry, you've got 15 minutes. You can have all the fuel discussions. You can have all the fuel discussions you want to have in that time. So you can have, there's going to be a few discussions. So from here, right then. So from here, it's just time to give you the schedule for next coming few days here on TV Bakwetu. So coming up in 14 minutes at 22 hours, Dr. Elias Munsha and the crew are here, and you can talk. I know the whole topic this evening, the hot topic everywhere in the world at the moment is fuel. So yeah, you can join in the conversation about fuel and the Zambian economy. And tomorrow at the same time, the TV Bakwetu crew with Dr. Elias Munsha will be back to discuss more issues. So to the lineup, we have got we've got Mr. Nkwilimba, we got Mr. Mapenza Nkwilimba's news from the constituencies that will be coming up at 8 p.m. On Sunday, there is no your Sunday encouragement. I apologize, we won't be doing your Sunday encouragement. I'm actually holding service 400 miles away from home, so I won't be back enough for that. So there won't be your Sunday encouragement, but never to worry, because later on that evening, we've got the Linda Banks show, so we can keep you going. And on Monday, we got Mr. Patrick Chilufya, one-on-one with Dr. Kasonso, to talk about all the stuff related to the Zambian economy. Those are some of the things that are going to be going on TV Bakwetu. And as usual, please buy some stars to keep us going. That's what keeps us going, to bring you all the shows that all the things that you want to discuss. And I've had a few people asking me about wanting to have a discussion about young people and what they can do about young people, what they can do to help young people. So for people who want to discuss that, you can email me at franksaliki@hotmail.co.uk, franksaliki@hotmail.co.uk, and we can discuss there all things relating to young people. And for those of you who would like to follow my motivation speaking journey and other videos that I make throughout the week, you can follow me at author Frank Saliki on Facebook, at author Frank Saliki, and you can follow me on Twitter at Saliki Frank. You can follow me on Twitter at Saliki Frank, and you get a lot more, or you get a more motivational stuff on a daily basis on those websites. Thank you so much for joining TV Wakwetu. This is Frank Saliki with Thursday Night Motivation. Join the TV Wakwetu crew in about 12 minutes as they discuss the Zambian fuel, the fuel crisis at the moment. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night. God bless you. God bless our country. And God bless your dream. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.